You and I are going on a difficult journey. The statistics alone are alarming. The number of heroin users has nearly doubled in just the past 3 years. Even more surprising may be the face of the new addicts. Tonight, you're going to meet kids from families you never thought could fall victim to drugs. Families who did everything right, and still their kids are hooked. Believe me, this is a trip worth taking.
I'm literally just rotting. Like, there's nothing I can think of that's good in my life.
This is Ashley. She's just 21 years old and smoking as many as 100 hits of heroin a day.
I think when people look at me, they see that I live in a really nice house and that, I don't look like a heroin addict.
Ashley lives in a suburb outside Minneapolis. The idea that heroin addiction is reserved for the inner city is wrong, as you'll see.
Heroin is getting stronger and the users in the Twin Cities getting younger.
Heroin is considered the most addictive and dangerous narcotic, named after the word heroic because it gave users the feeling of euphoric power. Today, heroin is worse than ever. Dealers have made it stronger, cheaper, and easier to smoke. A deadly combination.
Put the hit on like this. What I do is I take a straw and then just...
With just one hit, you could be hooked. Ashley puts the heroin on tinfoil, burns it, and inhales the fumes. This is not supposed to happen to you. Too smart, too many people who love you, too much money and potential.
I never thought in a million years that I would be that kind of person.
And neither did her mom, Sherry, and stepdad, Paul, who say they were caught off guard by their daughter's addiction.
Oh, she's so animated. She used to do all kinds of funny things. She's a beautiful girl. She just had so many dreams, that any kid should have, and then it all just disappeared.
During Ashley's freshman year in college, as so many kids do, she experimented with drugs and alcohol. She says her friend convinced her to smoke what she thought was hash, a form of marijuana.
I didn't think hash was a bad thing. Then I found out what it was.
It wasn't hash.
No.
What was it?
It was heroin.
How long did it take for you to go from sampling it to being hooked?
Not very long at all.
She soon dropped out of college, quit her job, and began the life of a full-time junkie.
It's the first thing that I think of when I wake up in the morning. It's the last thing I think of when I go to bed. It's what my life is revolved around, is this drug, and it's taken over, definitely.
And it's ravaged her inside and out, changing her voice, damaging her skin, weakening her immune system. She lives with her parents, cocooned in the basement in what she calls her dungeon. This place has all the trappings of junkie life. Mm-hmm. I can smell it when I walk down the stairs. That's not from gardening.
No.
That is your soot. That's your resin soot from use, right? Mm-hmm. That resin, the dark, sticky residue of black tar heroin, is everywhere. Impossible to miss.
Which is just full.
Ashley says she hides the foil because she doesn't want her parents to find it in the trash.
Each little dot represents a hit.
How much do you take at a time?
I'll probably do a bag, so 6 to 9 hits.
These bags are tiny balloons dealers use to package heroin. Dozens of empties hide in plain sight underneath a smiling Buddha. And this isn't all of them, right? This is just...
No, that's just probably a month's worth.
Wow. And that adds up. At $15 a bag, Ashley has to come up with $1,000 a week to support her habit. Even more surprising than the price, the source. Most of the money comes straight from her parents. You say, give me $40. And they ask why. And you say, because...
I'm gonna go do something with my friend so-and-so. And that's usually all I have to say.
It's really not that simple, as you'll see later on. But one thing's for sure. The strain on this family is taking its toll.
It's a really sick feeling to know that's my parents' money, and it really sucks to know that's how I repay them back.
19-year-old Justin, Ashley's pal from home, is 1,500 miles and a world away in Portland, Maine.
That song, Sweet Child of Mine by the Guns N' Roses, is one of my mom's favorite songs, and she always said it's our song.
But today, Justin is a kid on the road to nowhere. His life in Minnesota, just a memory.
Love to fish, because I'm from Minnesota.
The once bright-faced boy who loved the outdoors and planned to follow in his father's footsteps in the family pipe-fitting business, Justin is now a ghost of his former self. Instead of 2 years of college under his belt, he has 3 stints in rehab, paid for by his grandparents.
Here's a picture of the family, sister, me, my grandmother. So I was high on heroin in that picture.
So when did you stop being like everybody else's ideal kid?
I asked myself, like, when did this happen? Or like, where did time go? I went to a small private school and I used to be an all-star athlete.
Unlike Ashley, Justin started very early with drugs. First with marijuana, eventually escalating to heroin. How could it have been nipped in the bud? Where was the missed opportunity?
I don't think it could have been nipped. I think I would have had to find out for myself what drugs were like.
A year ago, as a last-ditch effort to get Justin clean, his parents sent him to a halfway house in Maine.
Bunch of drug addicts thrown in one house. We had some fun.
But after just 3 months of sobriety, he couldn't shake the cravings.
Came here, got sober, then got high.
Justin now lives alone in a sparse apartment decorated with a poster of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh my God, yeah, she's my girl.
He keeps a spoon in his box of honey bunches of oats, but it's not for breakfast.
It's to cook up the drug of choice.
Like Ashley, he doesn't have a job, and his parents unwittingly fund his habit, wiring up to $100 a week, thinking it's for food.
I'm going to go collect my Western Union so I can finally get some cash in my pocket. So today's a pretty exciting day. Here we go.
To him, exciting means
How you doing on time?
he can get high.
You gotta be boom bang.
Boom bang. In other words, buy drugs.
Waiting for people to call back.
His daily routine.
It's 3:45 and haven't got a call back.
An endless waiting game.
About 6 o'clock. Waiting for my friend to come.
Justin sits alone in the dark for hours, wondering when he's going to get that call from his dealer. Tonight, Justin settles for a cheaper alternative, Suboxone. Like methadone, it curbs his craving for dope.
This, I finally got this Suboxone. That's gonna last me another 2 days. And if I didn't have that, I'd be out of my mind, and I depend on this every week, every day.